Hey everyone, welcome to a very short edition of Trading Bitcoin. I'm at a cafe at the airport. Music playing in the background, so I have no idea if people can or can't hear me. We are about to find out, however. Let me make sure that I have enough bandwidth, the live chat's working. I'm going to try and keep this to 15 minutes and just do a quick update on price. Let me just uh, organize here, working with one monitor, so definitely not a workstation. How's my audio? How's my audio? The video doesn't really matter. We'll go to screen share in a second. I want to check. Hey guys. Hey Zizo, you're up, man. Thanks for hanging. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Not much time to waste here. Let's go for it. All right, guys, here's a long-term view, the monthly chart. We didn't even really look at the monthly chart yesterday when we did that show with Willy Woo and Tyler Jenks. Yesterday was an interesting day, so there was a lot said in that 1 hour video yesterday. And there were some really like crazy comments because people have to, present their opinions. Now, there's multiple types of volume, right? Volume is something I almost never teach. Volume is one of the strangest and most complicated tools you can use. I tend to ignore volume across the board because volume lies to you 80% of the time. And you need to understand volume before you can talk about it. So because 90% of traders don't understand volume, I don't bother talking about it because you're not going to understand it. So when I said to Willie that it was real volume and Willie said it wasn't real volume, we were looking at different types of volume. Okay, I was looking at exchange volume. Willie doesn't care about exchange volume. Willie cares about on-chain volume. I don't care about on-chain volume. I care about exchange volume because we are different types of traders. He's more of a longer-term trader. I'm more of a shorter-term trader, even though I don't actually have time to put on many trades. But I do educate about the long-term. So there's multiple types of volume. So you have to understand that, and you can't just assume you understand what other people are talking about. And there was one more aspect to that video that people completely misunderstood. I can't already forget what it was, but it doesn't matter. Let's talk about the price. So the monthly chart looks like a decent candle, but as you can see, the body of the current candle has not passed the body of the prior monthly candle. And we just had like one good day, so let's see how it ends. I would not be surprised at all if we end up getting squeezed between the two moving averages before dropping back down. I'm gonna skip my long-term view and I'm just gonna take a look at the daily chart. The daily chart was looking, it was looking like it was ready to break the, sorry, it's the weekly chart. The weekly chart was looking like it was ready to break the 200-week moving average, and we bounced. How strong can this bounce be? As much as I would love to see this bounce go all the way to the $5,000 area of the 30-week moving average, I don't think it's going to happen right now. And this is why we're going to talk about my longer term outlook. I just don't see it happening right now. We're already pulling back. I already don't see much of a follow through. And we're probably going to fall below the 200-week moving average before an actual dead cat bounce. Now, remember, most traders have to be wrong. Here's the daily chart. The day is about halfway in. It's 6 a.m. in New York. And you can see that we're once again creeping down to the new lows, right? We're being rejected by this moving average. Again, we just simply rallied for no reason whatsoever on some useless Litecoin news. I don't think this is not real buying, guys. I mean, there was real volume, but this isn't real accumulation. It wasn't like someone blowing through the order book because they saw an advantageous way to pump Bitcoin. This was a legitimate move up. Like, here's a comparison, right? Like, here's what I mean by that. let me do something here. I want to draw on this. Actually, I mean, and this is where people are completely confused when it comes to volume, and they're clueless. And volume, like, is so difficult to teach and explain to people that I don't even bother, because you're not gonna, like, the amateur isn't gonna get it. You got to spend a long time. But like, here's what I mean, and this is just me glancing at the current daily chart. What's the best way to draw on this? Let me get a rectangle. I really actually didn't really want to spend time on this, but I feel like I have to now. I need a rectangle. Rectangle. So, and I'm gonna make this green. Bright green, I'm not gonna fill it. Okay, look. Here is a big update. That I did not select a good color. Look at the crappy little exchange volume that this got. Okay, I'm gonna make it thicker. Maybe I shouldn't make it green. I should. It's fine. I'll leave it green. I'll just make the line thicker, right? Look at the crappy little piece of volume right there. Okay, relatively speaking, I don't know what the metric is for the volume. I don't know how many Bitcoin that is. I don't know how much USD that is. It doesn't really matter. Okay, relatively speaking, look at this little piece of nothing green volume. And then look at the following couple of candles, which were a pullback, but look at how much bigger the selling was. So that tells you that this buying was complete and utter bullshit. No one bought this thing. It was someone that blew through the order book because the order book was thin, and it didn't require. It required like a maybe, I don't know, $200,000. Some shitcoiner could have done it, right? Now compare that to exchange volume that took place the other day. Do you see the giant difference? Do you see this monster? I mean, like, the price move is almost the same. The price move didn't change much, but look how much. Look how much bigger the volume was. The volume was triple the size that it was only a month ago, probably exactly a month ago, right? So, and the price moved. I mean, this candle looks to be maybe 20% smaller than this candle, but the volume is like 80% smaller than that volume, right? So this is the big difference. That's the big difference. When I said that it was legitimate volume, I meant legitimate volume on chain. Okay. Now you can compare that to this area here. I hope my video doesn't get like copyright strikes on the music in the background, right? Now look at this really strong volume here. This is also very legitimate, and it was clean. And I was actually surprised we did not have more follow through, because that is very legitimate, very clean, and very large volume. Now, we're not going to say the same thing about back in November, because in November we were in a downtrend with much bigger selling volume spikes, right? But this was pretty legitimate buying on the exchanges. I don't know what's going on under the hood on in the blockchain. That's Willie's domain. I don't have time to look at it. You can. I mean, I can't, cover everything, and this is why I expected a much bigger follow through. This is why I bought into a swing trade looking for 5,000, because of this really nice volume. There was no follow through, and then this. Anyway, I think you guys get the point. I'm gonna move on. So the daily is not looking good right now, but there's not much selling. So these people that bought might be exiting in the near future. I said 15 minutes. We're already about 10 minutes in, so that doesn't give me much time at all. Yep, and there it is. We're starting to drop down. Let's see what happens. I am not very optimistic as I go on to my flight. So let's see what happens. Not much to say on these charts. I'm really, what I'm really, I mean, Litecoin, Litecoin, what is this? This is Litecoin. Yeah, Litecoin isn't, that's it. It hit resistance, moving average, and prior support. And it's like non-news. Uh, it's not news, guys. It's the daily Litecoin chart. You know, you had a couple of good days and sequential 13. You're still bullish on the setup phase, but uh, I'm not very positive here. And it's not news. It's not news. Nothing really here. Curious how GBTC opens today. Today is Monday. Oh, gold didn't open very well. Again, I was looking for this 1 to 4 week pullback, and then higher. I have not seen the S&P yet. The last candle on the S&P looks bullish to me going into Monday. Let's see how the futures are trading with 3.5 hours to go to the open. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what I would expect. That is a hammer reversal candle. It pulled back to a reasonable support. Like Tyler said, he didn't want to see it go back to the bottom of the channel, and neither do I. This is looking very promising on a daily chart. Let's see if we can open this way, and let's see if we can have a breakout gap in the S&P 500 and go higher today. That's the weekly cash market. We won't see this move until the market opens. Okay, that's pretty much it. You know what? I've been drawing. This is I'm gonna publish this. I keep making, more annotations here. I'll talk about it in a second. Let me see if anyone's registered for India, guys. I have to restart my site. Here's tonebase.com. Let's go to workshops. No one's registered for India or Hong Kong yet, so go ahead and check that out, guys. We got a couple of people in Bangkok. Let's see. I mean, if no one is going to be registering, then there's no point of doing these in person, right? I can do them online and save myself the trouble of renting venues and stuff. But the London turnout was beautiful. Like the London turnout is making me optimistic that people are still interested in my service. If no one is interested in learning how to trade from me, then there's no reason for me to do it, right? I will find another way to monetize. I always do, right? I mean, that's you move on. The problem is like the stupid people on crypto Twitter that don't understand the difference between honest and legitimate monetization and scammy monetization. So if someone is selling you an ICO or Ripple, for example, it's a scammy monetization, while what I do is honest monetization, right? So if no one needs it, then there's no point of doing it, right? Like I'll just I'll do some kind of an online thing, or I'll just only work with those that have already attended, and maybe we'll start trading, because I'll have time for that, right? If I'm not educated, then I have time to charge a subscription and actually be more active in the markets, but only those that pay the subscription will get that info. Anyway, everything's on the table here. If you're interested in just the indicator, it's still a one-time fee. There's no subscription. Click on indicator. And if you want to support my work, please check out my affiliate section. Sign up for TradingView, sign up for VPN, sign up to come join us on the cruise. A lot of fun. Okay, let's look at one last chart. This is what I'll eventually publish on, man, I got too much stuff here blocking it. This is what I'll eventually publish. And so there's lots of things going on here. If I zoom in, my long-term outlook, I know Murad's been doing these and everybody likes them. I do think that there's going to be a serious dead cat bounce. However, I also think that we're going to have a bear trap before that. So I am looking for a bear trap sub 3,000. I'm then looking for a big rally, 3,200, 3,300, 3,400, 3,500, 4,000, 4,500, 4,600, 4,700, 4,800, 4,900, 4,1000, 4,1100, 4,1200, 4,1300, 4,1400, 4,1500, 4,1600, 4,1700, 4,1800, 4,1900, 4,2000, 4,2100, 4,2200, 4,2300, 4,2400, 4,2500, 4,2600, 4,2700, 4,2800, 4,2900, 4,3000, 4,3100, 4,3200, 4,3300, 4,3400, 4,3500, 4,3600, 4,3700, 4,3800, 4,3900, 4,4000, 4,4100, 4,4200, 4,4300, 4,4400, 4,4500, 4,4600, 4,4700, 4,4800, 4,4900, 4,5000, 4,600, 4,700, 4,800, 4,900, 4,1000, 4,1100, 4,1200, 4,1300, That's going to trick people into a bull trap to approximately 5,000. And then I see the extension of the bear market. As you can see, to me, I expect the bear market to last into the very end of this year. Now, the rebound, I think, is going to be swift, but it doesn't have to be swift. We could get stuck at the lows. Willie didn't consider this consolidation, but I actually do. This line is strategically placed just below $3,000. This line is strategically placed just above $1,000. So this is a $2,000 range on a $1,000 low, right? It's not that different from the last bear market. In the last bear market, the low was 150, as you can see by the right-hand scale. This is an index, but it was about 150. As you can see, this top right here is about 300. So therefore, if we simply multiply these prices by 10, we do have a range from 1,500 to just above 3,000 to say 325. And that's not that different than this. If this is 1,200 and this is 2,900, then that's a very similar percentage range to what it was before. And this is going to be the accumulation zone. It just looks large on a log chart. I am then looking for a breakout. The breakout to new all-time highs, I'm not expecting it. Oh, I'm sorry. The breakout to new all-time highs, I'm not expecting it till 2023. A lot of the long-term prognosticators will probably be disappointed. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not as bullish as Tyler. Tyler is more bearish than me right now, but I am more bullish than Tyler in the bear market. But I am less bullish than Tyler on the long-term outlook. I am more in the middle. I don't foresee a $10 million Bitcoin anytime soon. And to be honest, I'm not even looking at a $20,000 Bitcoin until sometime in the summer of 2023. Would I love to be wrong about that? Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to be wrong about it tomorrow. I want to see a $500,000 Bitcoin tomorrow. It just ain't going to happen. Also, I don't expect a big push higher until shitcoins separate. So this is important right here. Shitcoins need to decouple. Until we decouple, there isn't going to be a bull market in Bitcoin. If the shitcoins are not decoupling from Bitcoin, this bear market could last until 2045. Okay, the shitcoins and the garbage and the ripples of the world need to die. If they don't die, Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. Okay, it's just reality. I'm going to keep mentioning it, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong. All right, I'm going to leave it here because it's getting aggravating. Probably, I do this in the most like inconvenient places. Anyway, I got to go catch my flight. I'll try and talk more about this in future videos. It's going to be repetitive, but it's important. All right, guys, I'm going to stop screen share. See you all on the next one. Time to catch my flight.